there are so many combinations of this risky portfolio. Basically, it's a risky portfolio, right? Risky in sense there is some standard deviation existing. In no combination, it is becoming zero. Let's say the securities have a correlation of zero, because see, I cannot change that number. That number is purely coming from reality. Here, just to demonstrate, I am changing the correlation. But in reality, it's a fixed number between two securities, which is to be computed looking at whether A has gone up when B has gone up, or A has gone down when B has gone up. Depending on those kind of scenarios, the correlation is a one standard value. Here I am just altering it manually because I wanted to show you different scenarios. So in reality, the correlation, because it's one single number, right? This is the only combination that is possible. This is the only minimum variance frontier that can be created for these two A and B, assuming the correlation between them is zero, and that is what is fixed. This is the combination, right? Now, because of this combination, what is happening? If a person wants to put 100% of his money, the minimum risk that he can think of is 21.22%, right? But what about a person who wants only 5% risk or a 10% risk, right? What is the solution for those kind of people who want to invest in both A and B, and at the same time have overall only 10% risk, right? Some options are actually getting moved out. That is where we bring in the next concept of combining a risk-free asset with a risky portfolio. This is a risky portfolio. Now I'll combine a risk-free asset to this. What does that mean to me? Now, in this, what I'll do is I'll choose one combination, one combination. Probably, let's say I'm choosing 50-50 for simplicity. I'll choose this one combination. Like that, everyone can choose different combination depending on their risk profile or something. We can choose one such combination. Now what I'll do is I'll take two scenarios. One is risk free, the other is risky. Risk free and risky. What are the numbers for just like this itself? Let's say I'm taking risk free, I'm taking risky. What are the returns of the risk free? Let's assume whatever is the risk free rate of return, I'll assume some 10% is the risk free rate of return. What does that mean? Probably a government security. Whatever the return, probably an FD, where or not even a bank, probably a treasury bills, whatever the return that it is going to generate, I am typically calling it as a risk free. For simplicity, I am just taking some number as 10%. Whereas for a risky security, the return was 25%, because I am choosing this combination as a risky, right? So the return is 25% for this. Similarly, the return for the risky security is 25%. The risk in case of risk free is 0, because it is risk free, 0 risk. Whereas the risk in case of the risky security is 23.58, and correlation will be 0 between risky and risk free, because whatever may be the changes in the risky, the risk is constant. The risk free is constant only, right? The risk free does not change at all, even though the risky security is changing drastically. The risk free does not change at all. That is why we are calling as risk free. It does not change, it is fixed. So the correlation with anything else is zero itself. They are not related at all. Now, the same logic I can apply to this combo now. The same kind of a diagram. The same kind of situation. I can apply 0% in risk free, 100% in risky, so on like that. Now, in this also I can talk about the return, the variance, and the standard deviation. All these three I can try out for this combination. The same formulas, right? W1, R1. R1 is risk free here. W1, R1 plus W2, R2. This is the expected return. So the expected return is going anywhere from 10 to 25%. The variance, the same logic I can use. W1 squared the variance of the first one, right? W1 squared the variance of the first one plus W2 squared into the variance of the second one anyhow. I will not consider the remaining plus 2W and W2 covariance. Correlation is 0, so covariance will be 0, so I will not consider that term at all. So the overall variance of the portfolio is going to be this much. W1 squared, right? W1 squared the variance of the first plus W2 squared the variance of the second. So this is what is the overall variance, and I can find out the standard deviation, which is the square root of the variance. Square root of the variance. This is the standard deviation. So obviously these are the numbers. Now you see, if I try drawing a similar kind of minimum variance frontier curve. How did I draw that? I took the standard deviation on the x-axis and the expected returns on the y-axis. The same logic I will apply now for this newly generated. This newly generated, what it is, to a risky portfolio, whatever was there, I have added a risk-free asset. So what was my risky portfolio? 50-50 portfolio. So risky is 50-50. And now I have created something, let's say 70-30. 70 in risk-free, 30 in risky. Out of that 30 in risky, 50 in A, 50 in B. So overall it is like 15% in security A, 15% in security B, 70% in risk-free. That is what is the meaning. When I am saying adding a risk-free asset to a risky portfolio, I have taken some combination portfolio. To that, I am adding a risky asset, risk-free asset in some combination. So risk-free asset 70, the risk some combination. All these combinations I am trying out. So if this is the scenario, what does that mean? 70% of my total money I have put in risk-free. Probably a bank deposits or government securities kind of stuff. 30% of my money I gambled in the risky portfolio. And that 30% I have gambled in such a way it is 50-50 in both A and B. So it means overall 15% of my money I have put in A and another 15% of my money I have put in B. If that is the scenario, my risk is 7.07%. Overall risk. Overall risk is 7.07%. Overall return is 14.5%. Now by adding a risk-free asset, we are catering to the needs of the people whose risk levels are much lesser also. See, we are giving a solution that you can still invest in A and B, though your overall risk taking level is only 10%, you can still invest in A and B. Whereas in the earlier solution, when we were talking of only risky asset, no combination could give a risk of 10%. But here we are able to generate the risk right from 0%. So utilize A and B. You can still utilize the investment in A and B and create the risks of your choice altogether. Now, just let's try drawing this line. Right, I'll try drawing this curve. I'll try drawing this curve. So the standard deviation is taken on x-axis and the returns are taken on y-axis. You see there is no more curve, it's a straight line. So one simple logic, when a risk-free asset is added to a risky portfolio, the curve becomes a straight line. So it's as simple as saying, as the risk is increasing, the return also keeps increasing. So for a person who is interested only in 15% risk, you will choose this combination for him. What is this combination? Probably you are saying, whatever, 19%. What is that 19% combination? 40-60. So 40% of your money put in risk-free, 60% you put in risky. So risky means 50-50. So out of that 60%, 50%, which is 30% of the total, you put in security A, 30% you put in security B. So because for a risk-free asset, see, it's as good as seeing now you apply your variance formula, W1 squared sigma 1 squared. W2 squared sigma 2 squared is 0, because sigma 2, which is the risk free, if I assume so that is 0, the covariance part is 0, so all it is coming out is W1 squared sigma 1 squared. So because of that, if I take the square root, it is nothing but W1 sigma 1, which is nothing but it's a linearly dependent. So you will always see a straight line only. Whenever you bring in a risk-free asset to any risky portfolio in any proportion, you will see a straight line itself. This particular straight line is called as the capital allocation line. You are allocating the capital across different layers of risk and return combinations. So capital allocation line is this straight line. Whenever you join a risk-free asset to a risky portfolio, whatever the resultant that comes out is what we are calling as the capital allocation line. Now, the point is, here you have chosen that 50-50. If you had chosen the 60-40 here, you would have got another line. Instead of 50-50, now you see, probably this is the line. So just for noting purpose, across this 50, you just note down some of the numbers. The return is 14.1, the risk is 14.19% and the return is 17.5%. If you had taken the 60-60, 50-50 combination. Now probably instead of 50-50,